Hey there, good morning, I'm John. Today is Wednesday, August 23rd, 2023. Welcome back to another edition of my daily vlog. Ever since I've decided to go entrepreneurial and try to make content creation sustainable. It's not yet, but every day we try to get a little closer. So let's start with a recap of yesterday. So you'll remember yesterday was podcast editing day, which we did successfully. About a dozen people showed up throughout that stream. 2 or 3 renewed their Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much for that. And it was productive, got the show done. And I'll just do some button up on it today, which we'll talk about in a second. You'll remember that yesterday I planned that I was going to receive a package by early afternoon, according to FedEx, and my afternoon was going to be kind of devoted to starting to work on the review of that thing that arrived in the package. Well, FedEx was running late, but one door closes, another door opens. What I hadn't planned on was a surprise announcement from Atari that they were opening pre-orders for this new piece of hardware called the 2600 Plus. So I'm like, well, damn. I mean, remember? So there was a time back in early 2023 when there was lots of news coming out, a lot of news, acquisitions and stuff, and I would be paying attention to that, and I still do. And if something newsworthy popped up, I would say, oh, today I'm doing that. Then the news kind of trickled up, and I continued to get the news notifications, which is what I got yesterday morning, that said this new thing arrived, and I'm like, oh, well, maybe that's what I'll do in the afternoon. So, as soon as I got back from lunch, well, actually starting before lunch, even during lunch, I was writing. So when I got back from lunch, I said, let's do an editorial, kind of a news piece about this new announcement, which I did. And I figured that would be, no, that's a nice little video. Holy crap! That thing has done over 8,000 views since yesterday afternoon. Not even a day has passed yet. So, look, and I was not the first person to do it. There were at least 2 or 3 other videos out by the time I did mine. Remember I talked about you got to do it first, you got to do it best, or you got to do something completely new and different that no one's ever done. So, I wasn't first, but I was in amongst the first to do it, which certainly helped. I got tons of views, tons of engagement and comments, and people that like it, people that don't like it, some pretty snarky comments, which I'll talk about in a second, actually. They're funny. They don't bother me anymore, but they're funny. They're funny and aggravating, but not like in my heart, just like in my brain. I'm like, what? Anyway, we'll talk about that. Anyway, that video did fantastic, and it's still doing well. So I'm guessing the FedEx package will probably arrive today, maybe. But in the meantime, look, it's just a new product on my horizon. And now I'm putting out feelers to see what I can do about getting in good with Atari. So I don't have to purchase that stuff. Maybe I can get that for review. Maybe. If not, we'll likely have to, invest some of my war chest into ordering that. If, in the next month or so, if that doesn't pan out, we'll probably go ahead and place the order. Just trying to, like we have the money to spend, but if we cannot spend the money, it makes better sense. It's saying it out loud sounds obvious, but someone might say, well, John, you have the money. People do Patreon, people do all that. Yes, they do, get revenue, yes. But if I could not spend that money and put it toward growth rather than, and that's the debate. Is buying this growth? Well, it is. But if I could do the growth without the outlay of cash, you know what I mean. I'm going in circles trying to explain myself to somebody that probably understands already and agrees with what I'm saying. So I'll stop right there. But anyway, so a great day yesterday, which led to some good stats, which means we crossed another small milestone, 35,800 and a half or so, I think, 850. So yesterday was a much better subscriber day, thanks in large part to traffic. That's what happens. Traffic equals subscribers. Subscribers does not automatically equal traffic, but the other way is true, it seems. I mean, people see us, they stick around, and that grows the base for the next one. That's always been the plan. It just never worked that way until starting about 8 months ago. So who knew? So I'm very happy with the stats today and yesterday. We'll see how today grows. If that video, look, it's news. Everybody's heard it by now. Are they going to stop watching? I would expect. We'll see. We'll find out. So let's talk about today then. So today, I expect to get that package, in which case I will open it and start doing shooting in preparation for that video, which I plan to release probably at the end of next week is I think, if everything pans out. While I'm waiting on that, I will work more on the next Atari tier video, which I began work on Monday. Didn't touch it yesterday. I need to do some final button-up publishing work for the podcast I edited yesterday, because that comes out on Thursday. See how these things weave together? It's just this cyclical thing. And then this evening, I record with 1980s Now at the end of the day. So that'll be, those are the bullet points for my day. In the meantime, I have these little filler things I can do. We talked about some potential shorts that I can do, which I can wedge in between other things like that. I think all the other major things I'm caught up on, so it's the next few projects that I didn't think I'd have a video out until the end of the week, honestly, until this news dropped yesterday, because I didn't have anything prepped up that far to produce. But pay attention to the news, and things popped up, and I debated, should I, shouldn't I? And I'm like, look, if I were managing me, I would tell me to do it. And it turns out I am managing me, so that's why I did it, and I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I put on my manager's hat and told myself to get off my butt and do it when I hadn't planned to, because it really has paid off. So that's good news. So last thing I want to talk about is, and I'm going to give credit to a good friend of mine who a quote that he had, but so a video like this gets lots and lots of traffic and lots of comments. That's not always necessarily true that one equals the other, but when it's something that people have a strong opinion about like this, you get lots of comments, which is good. And engagement drives continued viewership, because people come back and YouTube says, oh, they even stopped to comment. So it's all good stuff. But and I welcome in every video, not every, but I welcome quite honestly, said, hey, tell me what you think. Do you disagree? What do you... Because I do want to hear opposing viewpoints and expanding viewpoints, and like I had questions on my video that several people could answer right away, and so we added that to the knowledge base that I will have for the next video going forward. I'll be more informed, and that's how I've grown to be able to do the videos I do now, is by learning from people. So, but sometimes people just want to be dicks, and again, not like attacking me, or it's like attacking a product. What you're actually doing is attacking the people who like it, is what you're doing. Because you'll see the video goes, that's cool, I want it. That's really neat, thanks for showing it to me. Or, I'm not sure, let me think about it. Maybe I'll wait for the review. And all those are good. And then you have the ones that go, this is stupid, what were people thinking? You are dumb. Kind of, things like that. I'm being a little bit exaggerative here. I don't even know if that's a word. Is that a word? I think it should be. I'm being exaggerative. Okay, I'm gonna check Webster. That sounds like a good word. Anyway, what they're doing is, rather than just having a dissenting viewpoint, they're attacking the other viewpoint. Now, that shouldn't surprise me. Living in the United States in 2023, I guess that people choose to, rather than have their own viewpoint, attack someone else's. I guess that's the way it is, but I don't like it. There's a huge difference between I don't agree and here's why, and you're full of crap, just eat a pile of poop. I mean, no, that's not constructive, that's mean-spirited, that's snarky and condescending, and I'm getting to the point where, like, I'll mention it, and if they keep doing it, I just block them from the channel. I just don't need to see that kind, and I try not to do that, because that's one fewer person that could be there with a click and a view. Well, they don't know they're blocked, their comments don't show up. But that's one fewer person for engagement. That's one fewer voice in the discussion. And maybe that's somebody on a bad day, so I don't knee-jerk it. But so I told you I'd quote a friend of mine, my good friend Tom, Thanos. He's a supporter. He's been a friend of mine for a long time. We used to work together. He's often said, and it rings in my head when I see these comments, he goes, man, I don't have the time and energy to comment on things I like. How are people finding time and energy to hate on things in comments? And I'm like, I get that, but I also understand the sentiment that if you don't agree, you want your voice heard that you don't agree. But I don't understand why people, especially in YouTube comments, or anywhere on the internet, I guess, and the anonymity of internet comments, is that rather than explain why they disagree, and look, I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. I don't need anybody to try to change my mind. You don't need to write a dissertation. If I say the sky is blue and somebody wants to go, I believe the sky is actually azure or, a slight teal. I disagree because my experience has always been this. And I'll be like, interesting. Thanks for watching, But instead I'll go, the sky is blue. You're blind, your mama stinks, and the world is going to screw you. I'm like, because I said the sky is blue? What do you... And by the way, the sky is blue. I was right. Anyway, yeah, it's not about being right. It's about being civil. And And I used to take it personally, like they're attacking me because I did the topic, and but they're not. Like, they're actually, I think the thing that's bothering me most is they're attacking the other people that are there behaving, and bad actors come in and just snark it up and make it mean-spirited. And I'm starting to curtail that, because when I can see it, I usually just kind of blow it off and not look at it. But I think I'm starting to cultivate like a little community of people that I see over and over and over in the comments. I don't want that poisoned by people like that. So when I see weird junk like that, I'm starting to block you. So not you, obviously you guys aren't those people, but I'm using that button a lot more frequently than I used to, I'll tell you that. Okay, that's enough for today. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I got some Atari games to play. Woe is me. I got a shipment coming. I got some shooting and work to do. I want to thank you for stopping in to check out today's vlog. If you did, you know, if you're here every day, I love you for that. You're part of my support system. You help me get up every day and get going, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. Have a fantastic Wednesday. Do something good for yourself if you can, and I'll talk to you next day. Bye bye.